Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Blog Podcast. Today is Saturday, December 8th, 2018. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's NBA, NHL, and college hoops action, look ahead to today's action, go over a big NBA trade last night, pick Army-Navy, and then close out with best bet. I'm going to try to be quick. I'm just going to do scores, not going to go through the records. NBA last night, the Hornets defeated the Nuggets 113-107. 76ers defeat the Pistons 117-111. That was on TV. I correctly picked the Sixers. Joel Embiid was hurt, but Detroit fails to take advantage. Pacers defeat the Magic 112-90. I don't get why Indiana wasn't favored there. The Brooklyn Nets defeat the Toronto Raptors 106-105 in overtime. Nets end their losing streak. Kings defeat the Cavs 129-110. They avoid the trap. Who gets trapped? The Oklahoma City Thunder. They drop to the Chicago Bulls 112-114. The Grizzlies defeat the Pelicans 107-103. The Spurs defeat the Lakers 133-120. The Heat defeat the Suns 115-98. And the Warriors defeat the Bucks 105-95. And the first time all year where the Bucks are held under 100 points. Tonight's slate, a little bigger. You have the Rockets and the Mavs. You have the Kings and the Pacers. The Nuggets and the Hawks, the Nets and the Knicks, the Wizards and the Cavaliers, the Celtics and the Bulls at 8 o'clock, the Lakers and the Grizzlies, 10 o'clock NBA TV, Timberwolves, Trailblazers, and at 10:30 you have the Heat and the Clippers. Moving on to NHL. Only 4 games last night. The Sharks fell to the Dallas Stars 3-2. Good win for Dallas. Not a terrible loss for San Jose. The Blues defeat the Jets 1-0. Surprising result there. The Oilers defeat the Wild 7-2. Great win for Edmonton. The Hurricanes defeat the Ducks 4-1. A great win for the Carolina Hurricanes. Today's slate's a little bigger. 1 o'clock Flyers, Sabres, 4 o'clock Knights, Kings, 7 o'clock Rangers, Panthers, Maple Leafs, Bruins, Penguins, Senators, Islanders, Red Wings, Avalanche, Lightning, Capitals, Blue Jackets, 8 o'clock Sharks, Coyotes, and 10 o'clock Predators, Flames. College basketball wasn't many games last night, but there's a lot of them today. Let's get going. Missouri defeats Oral Roberts 80-64. UMass defeats Providence 79-78. Huge win for UMass. From Staples Center, St. Mary's kills New Mexico 85-60. George Mason defeats James Madison 66-53. UNC Greensboro defeats Elon 75-74. UMass Lowell defeats Maine Fort Kent 110-63. Columbia defeats Bryant 90-68. Longwood defeats Frostburg State 65-68 in overtime. Louisiana Tech defeats Stephen F. Austin 96-93 in overtime. South Dakota State defeats Southern 101-92. TCU defeats USC 96-61 at Staples Center. That's a shocker to me. I thought USC was going to show up for that one, that their fans would be on their side. But I was wrong. Idaho State upsets Santa Clara 68-66. And last but not least, number 6 Nevada defeats number 20 Arizona State 72-66. Today's slate's a lot bigger. 11:30, Abilene Christian hosts Shriner. 12 o'clock, Fox Sports 1, South Carolina, Michigan. I think Michigan wins that one. And Michigan's number 5 in the country. Number 10, Michigan State at Florida, 12 o'clock on CBS. I don't like how Florida looked against West Virginia the other day, so it gave me Sparty to get the win on the road. 12 o'clock, Big Ten Network, DePaul, Northwestern. Give me Northwestern at home. 12 o'clock, ESPN 2, Pitt at West Virginia. Spoiler alert, the Mountaineers did not make my money line parlay. That's only because they really have been disappointing this year. Yes, they're a double-digit favorite at home. I still think they win the game, but I think Pitt can hang around here. Number 9, Kentucky at Seton Hall, 12 o'clock on Fox. I think Seton Hall can win this game. It's at the Garden. But give me Kentucky. They're just the better team. 12 o'clock ESPNU. Wichita State at Oklahoma. I'm going to say Oklahoma gets the win there. Also, at 12 o'clock, you have Eastern Michigan hosting Central State, Ohio. 1 o'clock, Grambling and UCF. UAB, Memphis, Madison, Stetson. LU, Brooklyn, St. Peters. Western Carolina, UNC, Asheville. Truman State, Indiana State. Penn State, Wilkes, and Central Connecticut. Rhode Island, Holy Cross. 1:15, Morgan State, Towson. 2 o'clock, UNLV, Illinois. Colgate, Penn State. St. Joe's at number 21, Villanova. Xavier at Cincinnati. I like the Bearcats at home. I just don't think Xavier is that great this year. BYU, Utah. Give me the Utes at home. UMBC, Drexel, Lafayette, Quinnipiac. UMKC, South Dakota. Maine, Dartmouth. Stony Brook, Brown. Western Michigan, Youngstown State. NC State, Appalachian State. Purdue, Fort Wayne, Miami of Ohio. Dubuque, Northern Iowa. 2:30 on Fox, Louisville, Indiana. Give me Indiana at home. 2:30 CBS Sports Network, Rutgers, Fordham. Atlanta, Maryland, Binghamton, Toledo, Marshall. 3 o'clock, Johnson, Wales, North Carolina at Gardner-Webb. Harris Stowe at SIU, Edwardsville. 3:30 ESPN, Georgetown at Syracuse. Give me the 'Cuse at home. Western Kentucky and Arkansas on the SEC Network. Radford, Ohio. Loyola, Chicago at number 23, Maryland. I expect Maryland to go out and win that game comfortably. Arkansas State at Minnesota. Clemson at number 22, Mississippi State. I think Clemson can win that game outright. You know what I'm going to call it. Houston, Oklahoma State. I think the Cougars remain unbeaten here. Rider at Hofstra. Oakland at Northeastern. Tulane at South Alabama. Number 17, Buffalo at St. Bonaventure. I think Buffalo remains unbeaten too. William and Mary at Hampton. Siena at Robert Morris. Valparaiso and George Washington. Penn and LaSalle. St. Francis, Brooklyn and JIT. American and Howard. Georgia Southern Mercer. Army Air Force. Tennessee Martin, East Tennessee State. Lehigh, Mount St. Mary's. Sam Houston State, Colorado State. Wright State, Kent State. Central Washington, Boise State. Mid-America against UTSA. Greensboro and NCAT. Northern Illinois at Butler at 4:30. Number 16, Kansas State at Tulsa. Weber State at Utah State. Actually, that's the Beehive Classic. Southern Utah at Central Michigan. Number 25, Furman at South Carolina Upstate. 5 o'clock on Fox. Number 12, Wisconsin at Marquette. I think Wisconsin gets by Marquette there. Houston Baptist and Texas State. Calvary at Austin P. Yale at number 3, Duke. That's 5:30 ESPN. Champion Christian at Alcorn State. Jacksonville State at Delaware State. 6 o'clock, Big Ten Network. Creighton at number 24, Nebraska. I think that Nebraska wins that game. SEC Network, Boston College, Texas A&M. Tough call there. Mid-Georgia State and Jacksonville. UIC, Colorado. Texas Arlington at North Texas. Green Bay, Bowling Green. Northern Kentucky and Eastern Kentucky. 6:30 ESPN 2. Number 11, Florida State at UConn. That's from the Prudential Center in Newark. I think Florida State wins that game. Central Arkansas at Little Rock. 7 o'clock, Monmouth, Albany. Long Beach State, Fresno State. Harvard and Vermont. Southern Illinois, Southeast Missouri State. Ole Miss, Illinois State. Utah Valley, Northern Arizona. Eastern Washington, North Dakota State. Omaha, Oregon. Now we're in the 8 o'clock slate. Murray State, Middle Tennessee, Eastern Illinois, Western Illinois, Dayton at number 8, Auburn, 8:30. Well, the Auburn game was 8:30. New Mexico State at number 3, Kansas. It's number 2. Concordia, Texas, and Texas Southern, 10 o'clock, Jackson State and Pepperdine, Sacramento State and Portland, Bethune-Cookman and Cal Poly, Bakersfield and Idaho, Caltech, Cal Baptist, Montana and UC Irvine, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and UC Santa Barbara. 10:30 ESPN 2, Notre Dame and UCLA. I think the Bruins get that win at home. San Diego State at Cal on the Pac-12 Network. And last but not least, Hawaii Hilo at Hawaii. Last night, a big NBA trade. George Hill was sent from the Cleveland Cavaliers to the Milwaukee Bucks, going to Cleveland in the deal. Matthew Dellavedova. John Henson, a 2021 first-round pick with protections, and a 2021 second-round pick. And a third team was involved. Sam Decker goes to Washington, and Jason Smith goes to the Bucks. I think the Bucks massively overpaid for a guy that isn't good anymore. He could have a good impact on the Bucks. I think Budenholzer can fix him a little bit, but I just don't like how he's played over the last year and a half. Maybe being out of Cleveland will rejuvenate him, but that is a lot to give up for a player that's not an all-star. That's just reality. And the guy, to me, just isn't a good player anymore. Big game in Philadelphia today between Army and Navy. Army 10-2, Navy a very dismal 2-10. I think that for the first time in a long time, Army is the better team. Unequivocally. They are a 6.5-point favorite. And they deserve to be that big of a favorite. I thought this line would be double digits, like 11, but it's dropped because of all the people betting on Navy. With that said, I'm going to take Army to win the game. They're actually a 7.5-point favorite. But the play here is under 40. This game always goes under. This feels like a 21-17 Army final, so I feel much better about the under than I do about the point spread. But I don't want to be beaten on a bad beat. So give me under 40 as the play, with Army winning the game straight up. Now I'm going to give you my best bet of the day. Sponsored by FanDuel. Laying $1 plus $14.15 to win $14.16 with a payout of $15.16. I'm taking Army. I'm taking the New York Knicks because the Brooklyn Nets are on the second of a back-to-back, and you think they're probably going to have a little bit of a letdown after knocking off the Raptors. So I like the Knicks there. I like the Nuggets. I like the Wizards. I like the Celtics, the Clippers. And in college hoops, Northwestern, Michigan, Memphis, Penn State, Appalachian State, and Villanova. And that's a bigger one today. The most risky pick in there is obviously the Knicks, but I gave you my argument for it. And that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping Army Navy, NBA, NHL, college basketball. Go over anything else that happens in the world of sports. Also, tomorrow, I'll be doing winter meetings, what to look out for and what not, because that begins tomorrow night. I hope you guys have a great day, everybody.